You know, they're a bit older now than when I last saw them, so they're moving on, and you know they've grown into really superb players. And it just shows you
what
the
is
depth,
good.
They've played too much this season. Garnacho not played too much this season, so it just shows you the depth that they've got in their squad. That obviously we're going to have to be prepared.
Great.
The only all Premier League tie is to be played this round between Wolves and Everton and Molyneux. It's no secret that Wolves have had a horror start to their campaign, losing all 5 games in the league.
Okay, stop jumping.
To try and get back on track.
I don't see one single player that is not working in the best level, fighting. A win give us confidence. A win give us confidence. We need to improve ourselves. I need to improve myself, my players, and we'll try to do it.
Fulham host the last League Two side standing, Cambridge United. Marco Silva's promised his side will come out fighting regardless, as he reflects on how his attitude has changed towards cup competitions over the recent years.
Since the first game we played in this competition almost 5 years ago, that wasn't the best, and that moment was like a starting point for us. I understood some things that I changed straight away in terms
Wait,
of mindset and
raid.
mentality for this type of competitions, and we have been really serious. And that
I
was
know,
the
it's
reason
just
why we
like
have been achieving important stages of both cups throughout the last few seasons.
Well, Silva's also confirmed that Harry Wilson set the talks over extending his stay at the club. Wilson scored in a 3-1 win against Brentford on the weekend, goes into the final year of his current deal. He very nearly moved to Leeds in the summer, but that fell through. Brighton got the biggest win of the last round, beating Oxford 6-0, and their next challenge is a trip to League One side Barnsley. Fabian Hertz didn't hold back when talking about the importance of progressing again.
It's a do-or-die game. It's a 50-50 game. We have to be prepared. We have to really take it serious because Barnsley, they play a really good season so far. They did a great job. They play good football. They have good players, so we have to be prepared, and we want to go to the next round. But therefore, we need a performance on the highest level.
As a reminder, you can watch all of tonight's third round ties live across Sky Sports channels. There's a Lincoln against Chelsea on Sky Sports Football from 7:40 tonight, and Southampton's trip to Anfield to face Liverpool kicks off at 8 p.m. on main event. If you want to watch the goals that go in, well, we'll have updates from Scottish Premiership and the EFL Trophy. Julian Warren is in a hot seat with his guests from 7 p.m. for our midweek soccer special. It was a very special night at the Ballon d'Or Awards last night. Mo Salah achieved incredible heights last season, but only came fourth. Was he snubbed at the Ballon d'Or? We'll have Charlie Austin and Tom White in Sky Sports Fan Club to discuss that next.
The search for the right mortgage isn't easy, but it's always better with PTSB. You'll have a team of your own to help you choose the right rate with dedicated options for energy-efficient homes and give you the tools and support you need to manage your mortgage. Whether it's your first or forever home, start your search with PTSB today. PTSB, altogether for you.
We got a podcast about chaos.
The 300.
Oh, you like them a bit like samples. They're coming in.
Neighbours and nice.
They actually seem grand.
Oh.
Put up your blinds the easy way with Blinds to Go. Because with no need for a drill, you can install in minutes. And with our sure size measuring guarantee, you'll have complete peace of mind. The only way is up with Blinds.
But it looks to me like he actually jumped the
start a little bit, then trying to recover that, and in recovering that, lost all those positions. So that's, I think, what happened at Piastri. As I said, it gets busy, but people stopping under this safety car to get another set of tyres.
Actually, the pit lane career that we thought we'd see this with an early safety car. Albon and Ocon from the back, both coming in to try and get a mitigated pit stop from the usual green flag time of around 19 to 20 seconds. It's reduced to nearly 10 seconds, so you gain all that lap time, and they switched onto the mediums.
Well, I'd like to go back to Bernie actually on that, because Esteban Ocon started on the hard tyre, Bernie, and then went to the medium. You know, normally with the drivers who start on a hard tyre, you expect them to go long. Algon's gone from a medium to another medium, I think. But are you surprised with Ocon coming in?
The only thing that I can think that Ocon might do is stop again this next lap grid and get that bar back on again. So cycle through the medium, got rid of that. We think the team
What does this turn into?
the hard tyres in these conditions in this race. So maybe let's start by on down here.
This turns into a Persian.
Ocon comes in again.
Oh, hello.
with a different hard tyre.
Haas were one of the few teams who run the hard tyre. Harry, remember in FP3, Ollie Behrman was setting up some really, really fast times, fast sectors on the hard tyre. So they're the only team that have some information, and maybe they now think you can do 49 laps with it.
Here we go then. Oscar Piastri jumped the start, and that's
stopped.
what bogged him down.
Well, he jumped, then stopped, and then got going after everybody else. So, yeah, complete nightmare for him. I mean, everyone else, I have to say, very, very clean start. We didn't see any front wing damage, any, people getting squeezed up against the wall. People really being respectful of giving each other space. So, yeah, that's 3 errors from a driver we're not used to seeing errors. One in qualifying, then the start, then the crash at turn 6. There's a different Oscar Piastri's turned up today.
With 7 Grand Prix to go after the completion of this one, is this the championship heat starting to show on Oscar Piastri here? Coming into this weekend with a 31-point advantage, will lead with absolutely 0 points. Oh, we just miss it in the bottom of the shot there, but we'll see on board. Here we go then. Jump the start, then hits in the anti-stall. Bernie called it, and that is all you need to do to lose all the positions. He would have been given a penalty anyway had he have stayed in the race. But then we'll see from the shot of Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, so Alonso, that's interesting, because Alonso's moved as a reaction, I think, to Piastri. I'd like to see that again in slow motion to see whether Fernando moved before the lights went out. Because he did the opposite to Piastri. He didn't stop, he just sort of carried on. But I don't know if he moved before the light, and there's Piastri just sailing into the barrier there. I mean, it's all like, if you look, you've gone to the right now, we move over to the right, and obviously he had a car, he's just smashed the front tyre so early on in that braking zone. I can't recall, Harry, anyone hitting that barrier all weekend. We saw people hitting the inside, we saw people hitting the outside of 6, but really recall people locking up into that barrier. We're going to see it from the Alpine.
Yeah, here's Pierre Gasly, who's starting towards the back, and there he is from the Alpine. Yeah, here's Pierre Gasly starting towards the back, and there's from the Alpine. Yeah, here's Pierre Gasly starting towards the back. So Esteban Ocon. Now we saw Ocon, who started last, come into the pits, change his tyres, and get another lurch down there. The hefty hit manages to control it, and they both get away relatively unscathed. We'll see it a bit clearer here. A bit of carbon fibre falls off, but Ocon has come into the pits and actually come in a second time, exactly as Bernie was saying on the pit wall, to put on another hard tyre. We've got 19 cars left in this race. Oscar Piastri is the retirement. From the start, the top 6 remains the same. Isaac Hadjar has maintained. Lando Norris lost the position with the 2 Ferraris now rounding out the top 10 as the barrier repairs get underway. Our first safety car, Ted Kravitz. Well, we didn't have to wait long for that one.
I don't think anybody had it on their bingo card that it was going to be Oscar Piastri. The man who's been so cool under pressure. Horizontal, nothing gets to him. As Karun says, with the real Oscar Piastri, please identify yourself, because that's not what we've seen at this weekend's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Bernie was absolutely right. Ocon cycled back. We think first round it was potentially for a puncture. Went on to the other tyre, then has gone back to the hard tyre. going to be at the back anyway. So let's see if Otto can go to the back to the end of the race on this set. But also mentioned for Lewis Hamilton, good start for him, up 2 places to P10.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. This just allows everybody as well in the safety car to manage their tyres and try and extend their stint. Incident involving Oscar Piastri, noted for a false start, moving before the signal, and the same Carew to Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, I don't believe anything will happen to Piastri in terms of that being carried over to Singapore. I think it's just done and dusted because he crashes the barrier. I'd like to see Alonso's start in slow motion, to be honest, because it seemed to me like he moved when he saw Piastri move. And to be honest, as a driver in the cockpit, you're at that heightened sense of tension. And as soon as you see some movement of the grid, you think you need to go. You think, ooh, have I missed the lights? Then the others have gone. And you do react. I feel a little bit of sympathy for Fernando Alonso, but if he has moved before the lights, and as I say, we haven't seen the slow-mo replay, then it's a slam-dunk penalty.
Yeah, Fernando Alonso, who did start directly behind, 2 positions back from Piastri in 11th, still in 11th at the moment. Safety car then will come in at the end of this lap, but it was a great start from the grid for Max Verstappen, so too for the top 3, all able to work their way through. They're all fighting, but over the course of the next, now 51 minus 4 laps, they're all almost in different fights as well, Verstappen, Sainz and Lawson. So I wonder if they might be able to play together here as well in this initial stint of the race.
It's obviously down to certain parts of the criteria, etc. You can look at, if you go on individual numbers, you look at 32 goals to 29, 22 assists to 14 assists, but then the trophies 1 to 3. I think the biggest one is PSG won the Champions League. That's the biggest one. And from where PSG have been as a team, as much as an individual would, as a team, it's all been about the superstar, etc. Dembele's been the one to kind of grab that team and take it forward. He has been the standout performer on the, like I say, on the international stage away from English football.
I've got the criteria you've got is individual and decisive performance, goals, assists, statistics, influence on the game, and consistency throughout the season.
Yeah, but on that, and I agree. And Salah ticks all them. Salah also ticks all them. But I just think the Champions League is the one that tilts it the other way for Dembele, and that's why he's won.
I think this is why we're going to get on to whether the Premier League is undervalued, because that argument that Dembele won the Champions League as well as the French League Cup double, but if you take it into the women's vote, Arsenal won the Champions League and